Hello, everyone, and welcome to Christian Warrior Talk, brought to you by Patriot Crusader Mission, a church, farm, and mission for veterans, first responders, and patriots based in the free state of Tennessee, just outside of Johnson City. Thank you for joining me for this Christian Fellowship podcast. Um, this podcast was designed, or I restarted it after taking a hiatus for a bit because I missed my Christian community and I realized how hard it is to live a conservative Christian life holding your peers, your friends, your brothers, your sisters to a standard and at the same time fighting for the best life for your family, right? Because I am my kid's guardian. I'm not their friend. I'm their father and I'm their guardian. And with that comes a massive amount of responsibility. And who they hang out with is one of my number one concerns. So again, welcome to Christian Warrior Talk, the fellowship a Christian fellowship show where we invest time with one another, come together, lock shields, of faith and prayer and war for each other, let each other know that we're not alone, right? I hope you guys have been enjoying the Monday through Friday 9 a.m. Bible studies that I've been doing. We're in Matthew. I hope you guys are enjoying those. They've been fun for me to do. I'm really enjoying them. But I'd love to hear your feedback on those. 9 a.m. is the time that's working for me. Sometimes it's a little after 9 a.m., just the way mornings go around here. But the other thing that I want to direct your attention to that I think is worth your time, thank you, Lauren, is if you haven't been active on Twitter, now I've never was not active on Twitter in a very long time. But since Elon Musk has taken over, in fact, our company, Trident Shield, was banned on Twitter for no reason at all. They thought we were a spam account. That's not true. Obviously, we've never sent any spam out. They were all custom graphics, advertisements for security training consulting. They saw that we were conservative and right wing, and they banned us, and we had nowhere to go with it. But since Elon Musk came in, we submitted a ticket, and boom, we were back. And I've been over there sounding off on Twitter, commenting on people's tweets and things like that on the news of the day. And it's worth your time to get over there and let conservative voices be heard, particularly over there where you're not going to be stifled. Hey, Scott Torchik, good to see you. Steve Raleigh, good to see you. It's great to see some of the old crew here. It's been a long, long, long time. Some things that are going on around the farm, the farm pound, church pound, whatever you want to call it. We are in full swing now selling eggs. So I know eggs are really expensive. Lauren, if she can type in chat or whatever, what we're charging for a dozen eggs. They're organic, grass fed or free range, blah, 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 all that stuff. And we're selling a ton of them. Lauren also started a herd share program where, in order to sell raw milk or raw milk products, Lauren said $5 for a dozen eggs here for those free range, eggs. And in order to sell raw milk products, which is basically milk that has not been pasteurized, where we have not killed all the good stuff in the milk so it has a shelf life of infinity. You have to become a member part. They call it a lease part of the cow. It's called the herd share. So you pay a yearly membership, and then you get to buy, our grass fed or free range cows. And we have like 30 people on a waiting list already, she already said. So, or 30 people who replied they want to do it and they're on a list. We don't know how many we're going to be able to equip, depending on how many gallons of milk they want each week or all that. But my point being, it's been a long time coming. We started this, I think in February. Lauren, do you remember, if you can comment, when did we get our chickens? And then, when we got our cows and then anything, but all this year, right? Well, all within the calendar year. I think it might have been February, March when we got our chickens. And then, so less than a year. And here we are. We have our first, we already have a baby calf on the ground here, who's now going on 3 weeks or 4 weeks old. Chickens were late March, I believe. And then the cows were summertime. All right. So it hasn't even been a year. And now we've ramped up. We've harvested 150 chickens, which we're selling whole chickens now as well. Those are organic free range chickens. And they're huge. They're Freedom Rangers and they're big birds. We have some birds that are like 7 pounds, which is, everyone who's been here processing chickens as a community says our birds are the biggest. And it's because we give them the milk. We give them milk and we let them, we don't tractor them. They are true free range chickens, so they can eat all they want and they grow and they get real big. The borderline, some of them are borderline turkeys. We have a litter of pigs at the end of this month coming. Peg should have a litter of piglets. So we're excited about that. And we'll be selling those. We think they're going to be 100% red wattle. We'll let you know. We're not sure right now if Al, who's 100% red wattle with amazing bloodlines, and Peg has amazing bloodlines. So that'll be a great red wattle litter. And then we do have some jack chickens, Scott. They're out of control. And, or if Al managed to get her, and then it would be 3/4 red wattle, 1/4 black guinea hog, which is a lard pig. So Al, 119 is the due date for those. So wow, we're rapidly approaching those. I don't know if she's gonna, that's 100% right. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna have baby piglets here, and then we have 11 cows right now with a calf on the ground, and we sold Gracie. She should be going out at the end of this month, so we'll have four dairy cows, 2 in milk, 2 out of milk, and then I think we have 5 more calves coming. 5 more calves this year. That's pretty crazy. So Lauren said gestation is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days. Well, we'll see if we actually get the right date or when it happened, or who knows? Who knows? Because it's not very obvious with them. It's not like dogs where it's really obvious. It was pretty subtle. So, so here we are, former city boy, now with literally a cow herd. We're about to have a lot of pigs here. We have 6 right now. And then, we're expecting up to maybe 12 piglets, right? So that'll be 18. We won't keep them all. We'll sell some, but the ones we don't sell, they're going to be going into freezer camp. And they are clearing out, like we're doing this regenerative farming, where we put the pigs on land that we want to turn into pasture. So we bring in the pigs, and the pigs demolish the land. They turn it all into a mud pit, which is great. Then you come in and you have the cows come in and you feedlot them there. And what that means is they're not eating any of the vegetation there. You're giving them grain and hay and all that stuff, and they're eating there in that feedlot, and then they're pooping everywhere and fertilizing it. And then you rotate them out, and then you put in a ton of grass seed, and then the grass seed takes over, and then eventually you'll be able to bring the cows back in, and they'll have another pasture. And we're doing that because we only have about 10 acres of pasture land here, and we have 44. I'm not weed whacking around that pen. That must be Lou. And Lou, I know I owe you a call. I saw you called today and I didn't get back to you. Right now it says you're a Facebook user. I'm not weed whacking around that pen. But he did already. Cavs, Karen in March, Gracie in April, Nugget and Pixie in May, maybe Margot in 9 months if she was just bred, and Noelle and Maple are not bred yet. So we've got a lot of activity going on here, and it's great. You know, people ask me, you know, Jay, is it exhausting? It's tiring, but it's wholesome work. Yes, there's always stuff to be done, but you're working to be a part of something. Better than that, you're raising your kids in the most wholesome environment. You know, like this isn't the beat up with anybody who sends their kids to public school. Maybe you're lucked out and you got them. I just don't know how you trust anybody with your kids anymore. You know, I don't know how you trust them. I don't know how you trust your kids with all the other kids in the school. And so many of them broke in and you know, willing to drag your kids straight to hell with them because they don't know any better, right? So if you're watching this show and you're a part of this show, then you know you're called to be a beacon of light wherever you are. And you're called to be a base camp for other people like you. You know, if you're in Massachusetts or you're in Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island, Illinois, California, Michigan, Washington, these are states, not Washington, D.C., but even D.C., you know, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, you know, wherever you're watching from, you're called to be a beacon of light there. Okay, so you don't have to have 44 acres of land to get off the food grid and get off the dependency of everything that's out there and to start living godly lives. You know, Lauren and I moving here was not easy. There was a cost that came with it. And there's a cost that cuts every day. But when it comes down to staying someplace and having no say in how you're going to live versus another place where you have complete say on how you want to live and how you want to raise your daughters, well, you're going to do what you do. And we chose to come here at great cost to ourselves. And God bless that. We fell into a place that we didn't know we needed. We saw a bunch of other things, but we've used every inch, every structure on this property, every rickety building, everything we have used, and we have needed it all because God knows better than guess who? Me. You know, knows better than me. And there's nothing like having homemade butter, homemade milk, homemade cheese. You know, the yolks on your eggs are such an orange from all the free ranging. They don't even look like regular yellow eggs, don't even look like eggs to you anymore. You know, milk, I can't eat, like regular milk is like water compared to ours. Never mind half and half. And the amount of, yeah, well, not so much the cheese yet. You know, 2023 is the year of cheese. All right. Well, you've made cream cheese. You made a couple batches of mozzarella. You make yogurt all the time. You make ice cream all the time out of what we have. So it's just a completely different, self-contained environment where you really lean on each other. You really lean on each other. And then when you're so blessed to meet other people who share your godly values, who are in the same journey with you, it's like Christmas, man. And people want to come in and help. We've had people, Dan and his whole family and, you know, volunteers from his community come out here and build Lauren a milk stanchion that kept our calf alive and is now, you know, we had Aaron come out and Aaron built this thing that could hold a rhinoceros. And now that's our milk stanchion. And now our cows are up there, and Lauren's no longer. I mean, when we started this, guys, we were two city slickers on the side of a field trying to milk cows by a dead tree. Right? It's amazing we didn't kill our kids ourselves. God is so merciful. Yes, Lauren is one spoiled milkmaid now. She's got all the plumbing in the basement. She's got her whole station down there. She's basically can kick back now with this awesome machine that milks for her and take a nap. I think that's what she's doing down there when she vanishes for a while. But it's well deserved no matter what she's doing with her time. I'm about to hear some cackling in the other room because no one works harder on the farm than Lauren does. Shaking men's hands who have calluses on them. That's the other part of this that's so great. You're meeting real men and you're working with real men. And you get to meet some people with an amazing work ethic. And don't get me wrong, there's this work ethic down in the South that is terrible. It's borderline like Caribbean work ethic, which is, it'll get, McDonald's is not fast food. It's faster food because the McDonald's, your hamburger takes an hour and a half. Yeah, I know. I was just giving you a hard time, babe. But it's all worth it, guys. It's all worth it, every bit of it. We may be alone. There's no family here to help us. But we've got friends, brothers and sisters in Christ. I thought we'd have more by now. That's the truth. But, we have who God wants us to have. And we continue to move on. People ask me, how do you still feel here? You've been here, going on 2 years now. I love it here. I never want to leave. I don't want to go past Lake Watauga. I love that place. I don't want to go to Nashville. Nashville's 5 hours from here. I get everything I need between here, the Tri-Cities area, Bristol, Greenville, the lakes, the outside. I mean, we still haven't really seen much here because, we're always doing something on the farm. We want to share this place with so many people. I want people to come in here and be able to hang with the animals, learn how to process chickens, learn how to process, pigs, learn how to process cows, learn how to do stuff because I was a city boy. I haven't grown anything. And having to learn all this stuff has been steep, but it's been amazing. It's been amazing. And to me, I don't want to say we're ahead. I don't think anyone's ahead in the prepping game, but we are far better off than most. We are far better off than most, and the more we're here, the better it'll be. Once we start getting these cabins built out back, each cabin is a family that can come here when things hit the fan. Each cabin is a revenue stream to help us continue to modernize and grow this farm, church, and mission. We haven't been able to go out and do and have a massive impact on anything around here other than getting the infrastructure built here and getting things set up. We help people where we can because we don't have the hands here yet. I've been a pastor, I think almost a year at this point, meaning I've been doing sermons. I don't remember when we started Patriot Crusader Mission as a church, but I want to say it was in maybe February. So I'm coming up on a year of that. That's been a steep learning curve. I'm calling you heretic and this and that because you try to think out of the box and you look at things a little different. Maybe we'd be all a lot better off if we pretended like we didn't know. We stopped pretending like we knew for certain everything. I hope that God reveals to me the truth he wants me to know. I have to believe that science is the breadcrumb trail that he leaves for us to find him, because it only proves him every time. So Lawrence said, 2023 is the year of cheese and people. You started online in January last year. All right, thank you. So we've been almost a year. Or maybe here we go. Yeah. Or maybe the first week of February, actually, because of getting COVID. I think you're correct there. I can go back and look in all those things. And I think of all the people who come through here, and I miss them all. I miss all of them that came in here for a season. They were here for a little bit, and then they vanished out of our lives, moved on, grew in their faith, decided not to come down. Whatever reason it was, I love them and I miss them all. When people take a little bit of your heart, it's hard not to get bitter sometimes. And you got to, I've talked to my buddy Ken about this. Ken Graves has been pastor since he was 16. And he says, that's part of it, Jay. But that's the part that'll always be hard. Bored you that quick, huh, Scott? Good night. Good to see you, though. Stay safe out there, brother. Hold the thin red line. Which means, don't hurt yourself saving cats and trees, Caught firefighter humor there. Well, this group needs to get back to discipling. That needs to be our number one focus, is discipling and fellowship. In February, we're going to start a challenge. I'm researching multiple programs. I looked at the Exodus 90. I think in order to do the Exodus 90, you had to start on a certain day to be done by Easter. There's other programs out there, and we're looking to do very similar things, taking back your health, enriching your spiritual life, all the things that, we do in our 4-tier program, the forging, et cetera, et cetera. But getting into, let's see what Scott said. 0400 wake up. Holy smokes. Yeah, I don't get up at 04 for anything anymore. So Lawrence said, I bet he misses your joke so much. Come on. That's part of being in fellowship. We rib one another. It's all good. It's all good. But, last year I thought was going to be the year for me to take back my body, but with all my injuries and everything that happened, it wasn't. I'm hoping this is that year. I've got my MRI in for my back, physical therapy for my knees. All right, see you later, Scott. And now I'm hoping to get some injections in my knees so that I know that what I start to finish. I'm hoping this is the year where not only do I grow closer to the Lord because I'm reading so much time in the Word, but I look powerful again. And I feel powerful again. And I reflect the light of Christ, not just in my face, but in my body, spirit, my entire identity. It's hard to do that when you're limping, gimping around, overweight, always tired. The things that you guys who are lifelong friends with us is that we're renewing our vows in May. And I'm going to have a date for you by the end of this weekend. And, you know, people who want to come, let us know. We'll save the dates, specifics. Where Lauren and I in our 7th year of marriage. When we got married, Lauren was an atheist. Well, now Lauren is an extremely godly woman. Our marriage has been brought into him, but we want to have a formal ceremony recognizing God at the center of that, involving B and Anya. I want them to be a part of it. And that will serve as the model for other people to be able to come here and see our amazing views on the top of Warriors Rest, the pavilion and fire pit there, and see if people want to start renting. Well, hopefully she'll have a major breakthrough by then, Lauren. Otherwise, somebody's going to have to grab her and bring her really far away so people don't hear her crying. But we're hoping to take pictures of that and video of that and show other people, hey, this is what we did here, and start renting this place out as a wedding venue. Again, to help grow and support the church, farm, and ministry. I hope we can get through the vows without the wine. That would be, she makes this horrible sound, and it's the sound that's coming out of her mouth 70% of the time right now. And it's worse than fingernails on chalkboard. It's worse than teeth scraping on glass. It is awful. It's awful. They should play it in every interrogation center, on Gitmo. But again, this is all to continue consecrating this place, myself, my marriage, and my family to the Lord. I don't think you can do that too much. And I think bringing as many people around to witness that is important, because they're a part of that testimony then. One, they can hold you accountable. Two, it may inspire them to get more godly. And that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. Plus, who really cares about you with who shows up. Most people don't know who care about them until they're dead in the ground and who shows up at the funeral. It's a little late at that point. So you try to show up for them during the big moments of their life. And this one's going to be a big one. To be able to marry the woman of my dreams, dedicate our marriage to the Lord on the property that he got us, from a view that he built, and the family he blessed us with. Holy smokes, man. Doesn't get any better than that. you know, as far as prayers that I could use, and I'd love to hear any prayers that you guys need. Prayers that, that my job with Michael and Jill continues. That's paying the bills right now and funding everything else. It funds the entire ministry, maybe, 98.5% of the ministry I fund through my job with Mike. Pray that my body holds up for me if you could. And that I somehow find the time to work out when everyone needs more of me and I have less time for me. So keep me in the prayers for there. And then most importantly, that I stay in God's will and not my own. I'd love to know any prayers that you guys need. Used to do this with Lauren and sitting here and monologuing the new format, alone with no phone calls, a little bit of chat. It's challenging, man. Know that I think that this is needed. I still think Christian Warrior Talk and to come together and air our problems, our needs, and sharing our victories and to learn from our mistakes is needed. Steve, I know you are, brother. I know you are. And that's you. I'd like to have some more forging events and reunions and all kinds of stuff this year. We'll see how that plays out. Maybe the community is still too small for that. Maybe we'll keep having forgings and we'll continue to grow our community. We got some women's self-defense stuff coming up with some women's self-defense groups. And I know that we have some other trainings coming up, including firearms and some other things here that maybe we'll continue to grow a solid core of people here that want to train and want to grow our families together in a real way. So, well, I'm going to wrap this up early tonight. We've got family in town, and pray that goes well, that reconciliation, grace, and Jesus permeate the next couple days. So that's all I got for you tonight. Lauren said, please pray that I can make progress in faith with my parents this week. Amen. Amen. All right, everyone. God bless you. And I will see you next Wednesday, but I'll see you tomorrow for prayer. All right. I'm glad you're enjoying the Bible studies, Steve. I love doing them. Starting off with a good prayer with a group of people and in the Word every day. It's good to go, man. It's really good to go. So thank you guys. God bless. Bye.